Hi, my name is Dan Dupuis, and I'm an engineer at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, or NREL, in the beautiful city of Golden, Colorado. In my job, I take plants, plastic, and waste and convert it into useful fuels and chemicals, specifically high-octane fuels. To me, engineer means someone who's a practical problem solver, using design, calculation, and testing to solve problems. What got me interested in the STEM? Well, the first thing was my favorite scientist of all time. Maybe you've heard of him, Bill Nye the Science Guy. When I was growing up, I loved watching his shows to figure out all the experiments they were doing for the day. What happens when you add baking soda and vinegar together? I wasn't sure. I wasn't even in first grade yet. I was so intrigued by their experiments that I conducted one of my own. I took a little container and added some plants, poured some water in there, and put some food and capped it to see what would happen over the course of a week or so. Spoiler alert, it turned into a rotting, disgusting mess. The second person who influenced me in my STEM career was my mom. One day, she made the unfortunate mistake of locking her keys in her car. Luckily, the window was open just a little bit, enough for maybe me to slip a coat hanger inside. I spent the better part of the afternoon taking coat hangers, bending them into shape, and trying to fish them through the window to pick the keys up off the driver's side seat. After a couple of hours and a few coat hangers, I finally managed to get the keys out. My mom couldn't believe it. She was so excited. She said, "You know what? One day you could be an engineer." And that really stuck with me. When I was a kid, I loved doing things like outdoor activities, riding my bike, playing sports with friends, and swimming, to name a few. I also enjoyed indoor activities like computer games and video games on the PlayStation 1 that I had. I also loved helping my dad with do-it-yourself projects, and that helped me become more of a hands-on person, loving to turn wrenches to install toilets or use a screwdriver to install blinds. My job is important now at NREL because we're researching ways to reduce the impact of humans on the environment, while at the same time making valuable fuels and chemicals. What we want to do is create a demand for plants which will capture carbon dioxide from the air and reduce the climate change on the environment. Also, we want to divert plastic waste away from landfills and use it to make valuable products. Specifically, what I'm working on is high-octane fuels to be used in race cars or aviation. What inspires me about my work is that not only do we do fundamental science, but we have folks in industry who are very interested in our technologies and they want to take them to market. So not only do we work on those very basic problems, but we also get to see our research firsthand be used widespread. Now, this ultimately lets us make a difference in the world. What's next for DOE? Well, we're working under the assumption that more and more renewable energy is continuing to be put on the grid. We see solar panels going up everywhere, wind turbines everywhere, and we assume that in the future there's going to be an abundance of inexpensive electrons on the grid. Now we want to take those electrons and convert them into something useful that's tangible, like our fuels and chemicals. So we're working under that assumption as far as electrons to molecules. That's our big driver right now. Now, why should you study STEM? Well, as I see it, STEM is two things. It's versatile and it's valuable. It's versatile because STEM is everywhere. In almost any job you choose, there is some aspect of it that is STEM related, whether you're doing calculations or whether you're designing something new. And it's also valuable because it is everywhere, that the only way to make a huge difference is to employ those techniques you've learned in your science career. If you want to do something that right now is unimaginable, or something really small that becomes a staple of everyday life, STEM will help you make the difference. In my free time, I tend to not have a lot of free time because I have two children at home. I have a 2.5-year-old and a 3-month-old. They keep me pretty busy, but I love spending time with them. When I do have free time for myself, I enjoy riding my bike still. I also enjoy doing projects at home, kind of inspired by my dad when he would do projects at our home. I designed and built a bathroom in our house, and I remodeled a kitchen. I also enjoy reading about personal development and how I can grow and become a better person. Right now I'm reading The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I recommend that to anyone who wants to become a better individual and a better leader. Finally, I enjoy learning new languages. As far as spoken languages, I know Spanish and Italian, and of course English. And as far as computer languages, I enjoy learning Python, Microsoft Visual Basic, and Mathematica. Another sort of related language that I love to learn are keyboard languages as far as keyboard layouts. And I learned how to type on the Dvorak keyboard layout, and I'm going to learn some more keyboard layouts to type more efficiently. If you're interested in learning more about NREL, please visit our website at nrel.gov. NREL's Twitter handle is @NREL or #TransformingEnergy. If you'd like to get in contact with me personally, you can email me at daniel.dupuis, that's spelled DUPUIS, @nrel.gov. Thanks for watching.